that sad love. We got that fun love. We got that young love, yeah, that dumb love. We got that mad love. We got that sad love. We got that fun love. We got that young love, yeah, that dumb love. We got that love. We got that. We got that. We got that. We got that young love, that young love. We got that young love, that young love. We got that young love, that young love. We got that young love, that young love.
We're falling out, we have reached disaster. Don't know where we're gonna be after. And we do it all again and again and again and again. Again and again and again and again.
Hello, hello, hello. How's it going? Good morning, Caroline.
Good morning, Cordelia.
Welcome to your show. How are you today, my darling?
I'm great. Welcome to your show.
Oh, thank you, my love. It's great to see you.
Welcome.
It's great to be here.
So
Let
good to
me just get the old spotlighteroo going on. 1 second.
Oh.
Welcome, everybody. If you are watching this on the live stream, let us know. Drop us a hashtag live. How you feeling today? Maybe you could tell us in an array of emojis. That would be fun. I am feeling all the emojis today. It's been mental this last week, Caroline, hasn't it?
Yeah, I feel quite tired. I'm feeling quite tired.
I think we're going to be ready for some more hands on deck soon. We had a record breaker. For those of you that don't know, we had the Rebellious Business Network on Thursday last week, and we had 104 people join, which was epic. And it's just been bonkers. We've been doing all the things to look after everybody, make sure everybody's got the right tags and links and everybody's in the right place. It's been absolutely mental. Plus, in our record-breaking month of highest attendance on the network, but also highest attendance to the NABA Client Challenge as well, we've been on a brand new system. We've moved CRM, so that's been mental as well. So I'm feeling like, whoa, it's bonkers. It's just been a bonkers week.
Yeah, yesterday was like the tech disaster day of all tech disaster days. I was like, so I quit. I quit. But no, that's it. I'm done. I'm hanging. What was it? I had a call this morning and he was like, yeah, it was like a tools down, I'm off job. Like, yeah, tools are down, I'm off. I'm leaving.
It was a little bit like that. It was mental. But I think we did really well. And by the way, I just want to say hello to everybody. If you are tuning in for the first time to this Wednesday slot, this is the Rebellious Business Show. We're live here every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. to bring you some training, tips, tricks, discussions, conversations, interviews, experts, all the things. And the aim of the game is to just help you be more rebellious, help you with running your online business, help you with that marketing stuff, and just also be a bit of a midweek pick-me-up, because why not? So that's what this is.
Bringing people together. We've got we've got a small crowd today. Have we got problems with the emails yet again?
I hope not. I got the email. I think we're fine.
Okay.
We're getting there.
I want to triple their conversions then. I get it. Yeah. I get it. We've got Laura Topper on the live stream saying, hi there, I'm on the live today. And I also had another tech issue. I said, hi, Laura.
Oh, do you know what? Can everybody just put tech issue in the chat if you've had a tech issue in the last week? So me and Caroline don't feel like the only ones in the world. We'd love it.
I just did it. Like I just capitalized Laura. Okay. Yeah, I'm like, I need a weekend off. I went away on a hen party this weekend. I think it's that. I'm not a big drinker, and I drank a fair amount this weekend. And I think it's like I think it's affected me. And yeah, the bed I slept on was terrible.
I've not drank enough. This isn't fair. Can we?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So your tech issues are you haven't drunk enough. Mine are that I've drunk too much and I'm recovering, and I ate loads of sugar yesterday. And well, I'm hormonal.
Okay, listen, Caroline, this is supposed to be a midweek pick me up. Like, come on, what are you doing? Why are we getting all down in your dumb
It's
spot?
not my AA meeting. Hey, I need my AA support. No, it's not. Sorry.
No, it's not. That's really not cool. Right. Anyway, Simon, thank you for saying you've also had a tech issue. As much as we feel sorry for you, we are reveling in the fact that we are not alone. So I appreciate that. Anyway, so before we jump into today's session, Caroline, can we have a message from our sponsor, please?
Are we with Mark Chu?
Yes, my love.
All right, again, guys, this is a new thing for us, so we're still working out teething problems. But today's episode of the Rebellious Business Show is sponsored by DJ Tutorials, headed up by Mark Chu, who is a dear friend and also one of our clients, and he is a fellow rebel. So if you're watching this, give your rebel some love. We're going to be sharing the links to his Facebook page right now, which is DJ Tutorials. Now, every Tuesday at 1 p.m, Mark Chu hosts the Dex Education Show. And this is similar to this show. It brings tips, tricks, trainings, support, thoughts to an army of DJs aspiring to make it in the DJ world. They want to go from being bedroom DJs, performing to their desk lamps, their pens, their pencils, their stuffed toys, to getting paid gigs in venues. And Mark teaches you how to do that in his coaching program. And therefore, his audience is full of DJs that are looking to get that visibility. So he's looking for guests. He's looking for people to speak on the Dex Education Show. And you might be saying, well, I've got no relevance to DJs. That's pretty niche. That's a pretty small market. Well, the thing is, DJs are people too, but like they're business owners. That's right. So, I did a show recently on copywriting and messaging. He's had people on talking about financial management and how to manage their finances, because I imagine DJs probably could need some financial management. And there's, if you do anything with mindset, health, finances, marketing, business, anything, the application form to apply to be a guest speaker on Mark's Dex Education Show every Tuesday is in the chat. And it's also, is it on in the comments?
It's in the chat, it's in the comments, it's in all the places. If you're on LinkedIn, you probably can't see it, but it's a
great way to get some exposure. Mark has had, I think it was up to 20, a reach of over 20,000. He gets hundreds of replays on his videos a day. And obviously, oh God, my speaker, no. He gets lots of replays on his, watches on his replays. And he's even had celebrity endorsements. A few of his posts have been shared by some A-lister DJs. So if you want some exposure, that's what we really encourage that at Rebellious Business. Exposure is the best way to get your face out there. I mean, that doesn't make sense, but this is a great way for you to get your face out there, to meet business owners, to support other people, and to grow your business and your reputation. So give that a little, give the quiz a little fill in. You go fill in your details, let Mark know that you're interested, and he will get back to you.
Boom.
Boom.
And next section. Cool. So let's jump into it then. You guys are probably here because you saw a promotion where we promised to help you triple your conversions. Drop a yes in the chat if you would like to triple the number of conversions you are getting with
no, if you don't want to. I mean,
I think everybody would, right? Apart from the fact that what I will say is, don't grow too fast, people. Like, we need to be able to provide good customer service. Growing too fast can also be a problem. We can crash and burn really quickly. So we want slow, stable, solid growth, right? That is sustainable. That's really important. But we definitely want to be like ramping up those conversions and leveraging the resources that we have, right? That's really, really important. Like, always be thinking in terms of how can I leverage what I'm doing further. Cool. Well, we got some yeses, which is great. I remember when I launched this network. Now, I'm just going to give you some context here. The Rebellious Business Network is our Facebook group, okay? And it's a community that was launched off the back of this Wednesday 10:30 slot. The first time I ran this call was March 2020, and it was because we were in the perils of what was happening at that time. Not saying it out loud because of the old, the reduce on visibility you get when you mention certain topics on social media. Thank you, Mr. Zuckerberg. But the point is that we were in that time, and I launched the call as a networking event. It was to bring people together through times of social isolation, because that didn't need to mean social disconnection. And so I put that call together. All the networking events have been shut down, and it was awesome. The thing that I was really struck by, I was back then a business coach, as I am now, and was having conversations with people who were trying to pivot online, or who were trying to still make their business operate in the online space. Now they didn't have offline networking events and other sort of access to things that they were doing pre-terrible times. And and the thing that struck me over and over again was that there was a really big, important piece missing from everybody's marketing. Now, not everybody's marketing, of course, but the majority of people that I was speaking to were missing this one key thing, and that is email marketing. Now, drop in the chat if you have an email list, say me in the chat. If you have an email list, say me.
Yeah, I actually agree with that as well. It's still a big thing. I come across a lot of business owners. Actually, how do they function?
I don't know. It's wild.
What is the like, if you don't have an email list, if anyone's out there, like, what is the struggle with that? Like, what do you struggle, if anyone's out there?
Well, there might not be a struggle. It might just not be, there might not be.
Well, they might not know that they're really struggling, because it's so, I think one of the things is like, it means everything's manual, right? Like, and I guess if you're in person and you're at networking events, you can sort of get by, and because you can have more conversations, or I suppose, but like, it's very manual.
Well, a lot of business owners, especially in their first couple of years, are generally kind of like have got into their business because they have been really good at something, or someone's asked them to help them with something, and they've gone, oh, I could run a business doing this. And then, they've got referrals and word of mouth and various things that have enabled them to work with multiple people. But it gets to a point where that, you just don't have control over that word of mouth, and you don't have control over inbound referrals and inquiries, because there isn't sort of a marketing machine that's bringing those people in. So you can't turn the dials up or turn them down unless you do stuff like start an affiliate program or a referral scheme. But even then, you're very limited on what you can do to manipulate and control the numbers that are coming in. And so, you can actually do really well without an email list. Like, I've seen business owners that do really well without an email list, but the thing is that there's just not much control. However, what I will say, Caroline, is that I don't think it's that you're struggling because you've not got anything automated and it's manual work. You're struggling because of the amount of visibility you've got. Let me illustrate this, right?
Yeah.
On social media, you've got access to, we can put everybody on the internet into one of 6 buckets of people, right? Traffic, followers, leads, prospects, clients, and ex-clients. Now, you can redress those buckets up and give them different labels, but essentially it's the same thing across the board. I was talking to someone yesterday who explained the way Microsoft do this, and they put people into different buckets with different names. Basically, it's just people that know you really well and people that don't know you in really at all, and sort of like the stages in between those things. So on social media, you have access to all of those people. Okay. Now, not necessarily in the quantities that you would like, because trying to get things out in front of people that aren't following you, posts going viral and all that kind of thing, that can be quite hit and miss. But you do not have control with social media who in those buckets is seeing that content. We can say that roughly 5% of your following will see any one thing that you post. But out of that 5%, some of those people will be friends and family. Some of those people will be clients already. Some of them could be leads. Some of them could be prospects. But if you've got 100 followers, that 5% is 5 people, and you can't control which 5 are going to see the post. The social media algorithm controls that. When you've got an email list, these are all people that have opted into something. They've said yes to something, which means they know you. They might like you. They might trust you. They might be aware of what their problem is, and they might know that you are the solution to that problem. You'll have everything between leads and prospects, depends on how warm they are and how ready to buy they are. The point is, when you send an email out to that audience that you have curated, you now have a concentration of the right kind of people, but you also have a baseline 25% open rate on that email. So you've got double the improved visibility, higher concentration of the right kind of people, and more opportunity for them to actually see what you are promoting or see what your offer is, because they're actually seeing the email and opening it and maybe even reading it. Even if you look at the click rate on an email, it's drastically higher than the engagement rate on social media. It's 0.53% versus 3% across all industries. So that is why you triple your conversions when you are email marketing. It's because your stuff is actually being seen by your people. You are getting more visibility and more conversions as a result.
So the problem is people don't know what you're offering. Is that what it is? It's like you go,
they're not seeing your offer.
So how is it, how are they functioning then? Just conversations, just like
Conversations, referrals, inbound inquiries, you know, maybe
so
there's
dying on real small odds.
yeah.
Like,
and even maybe there's a website with a contact form for people to inquire, but the problem is that's relying on people seeing you and wanting to buy straight away, and there is a small percentage of people that do that, but it's small.
yeah.
Buy straight away.
Those odds are pretty small. Who here goes often submits things on contact forms on websites? I'm intrigued. How often do you submit a contact form on a website? I think last year I did it twice.
Was it because you were wanting to make a complaint about something?
No. Oh, I don't have time for that. I don't have time to make complaints about things. No, I think I was inquiring. Actually, do you know what? I was inquiring about what was it? It was glass blowing, and they didn't get back to me. because also there's the automation element. They didn't get back to me. There was no way to help them. Yeah, so I wanted to do glass blowing. I was like, that'd be a fun thing to do. So that was one of the things. So we've got Willow who says rarely. I'm intrigued. Does anyone? Oh, Laura says never. Yeah. How often do you use a contact form? So do you really? John Denley 3 times. 3 times. How? Imagine you're relying on business from people filling out contact forms.
Yeah.
It seems, and you know what? I remember being excited about getting a contact form on a website. Like, well, I'm gonna be inundated. And
what happens is you end up getting inundated with spam messages.
Fire it up properly.
People recording a video of your website telling you how shit it is and
emailing.
Yeah.
I had loads of emails like, I love your website. It's really fantastic. You've got a really great idea. However, here are all the problems. And I was like, something tells me you don't love my website. Something tells me you are just trying to get business. And there you go, outbound. Now, here's another question. How often do you sign up to an email list? How often do you sign up to something and get,
like a freebie, right? So like a downloadable PDF, or to go to a webinar, or to do a challenge launch, or to download a video series or a free course of some kind.
I resent myself that I do this more than I want to.
Simon, you said once or twice a week, once or twice a month, once or twice ever? A month. Okay.
Yeah.
John says flipping all the time. Kelly's dropped a me. Hey, Kelly.
Oh, Kelly.
Laura says, yes, I do.
Yeah, okay, so we can start to see, and there's a lot to do with the appeal to get it on. We can talk about that another time.
Next question. Ooh. In the last year, how many times have you bought something or applied for something because you saw it in your emails? Like,
okay, that's a good question. I mean, we didn't give much like of a run up to it. We're just going right into it. Did you buy stuff in your emails?
Yeah. Do you often buy things through the emails that you get about them?
I do. I don't know if I do. This is interesting.
Well, I can give you a really good example of something that I wouldn't have known about unless I got the email for and I bought it.
Oh, Simon, he's only signed up for things once or twice, but he's bought 3 things since January. These are some, we need
No,
Simon.
Simon says once or twice a month he's
Oh,
signed up.
okay.
He's bought 3 things since January. Okay. So like Donald Miller, does everybody know who Donald Miller is?
Love Donald Miller.
Oh, he's such a good egg. He's
He is good.
a little toddler. He's so lovely.
Sarah Donald, if you're
I
watching it.
love Donald Miller. I'm like a real Donald Miller fan. Like I listened to his
I know.
podcast. I've read his books. I think he's a legend. He's really cool. But I don't see much of him on social media, right? Social media doesn't know that I actually really like him. Maybe I don't interact with him enough. You know, I'm following him everywhere, but maybe I don't interact with him enough. I don't know. Like I'm not in the DM box chatting with him, which does make things show up in your algorithm.
It makes you
Come
sad,
on,
doesn't it?
but I'm not. I did send him a message once and he replied. I was well, chef. Yeah, but the point is that I really look up to him. I think he's a really, really cool business owner, and we've got a lot to learn from Donald Miller. And if you don't know who he is, he's the founder of Story Brand and the author of Story Brand. Story Brand is a book, but it's also a product and a company, teaching sort of branding, storytelling. And now he does a lot more kind of business structure stuff and has a really great podcast. The Donald Miller sent an email out about a writing course that he was doing at the time with Rachel
Miller?
No, not Rachel Miller. Rachel, the one that was married to the guy that she then got divorced from, and then he died. It was really sad. We saw him at
Why can't I remember that name?
Rachel, what's her name? Rachel
Hollis.
Yes, Rachel Hollis. Thank you very much. Rachel
was...
Hollis, right? So he was doing a live writing course with Rachel Hollis. Now, at the time, I was like fangirl of Rachel. She was like, and I'm also like fangirl in Donald Miller. And I'm like, oh my God, these two are teaching something together. I'm there. So I bought it and I attended it and it was great and I loved it, but I did not see it on social media. If it wasn't for that email, I would not have seen the course, right? And that's the thing. It's like, I see Donald Miller's emails. I do not see him on social media. I am a fan of his. I still don't see his content that often on social media. And so it's just one example, and there are many, many more. It's one example of how email creates...
Well, people that I'm not fans with, that I see their emails. I've got people I don't know, and I've seen their emails. It's like, I want to see more of Donald Miller. I'm not on his email list. But yeah, so yeah, you're right, actually. I kind of didn't get what you were saying with the visibility thing, because I was like, well, actually, emails behind the scenes, right? Like if you put loads of posts out on social media, surely that's more visibility. But now you say it, I'm like, no, I don't come across Donald Miller stuff very often. And I like him. And I end up with this, do you know what? I could read the names out and you'll never know them. I've got about 7 emails from people I don't know today. And yeah, so I do. You're right. You do get more visibility.
You do.
I now agree.
Well, let's take our Facebook group, for instance. We've got 2,500 people in there. Okay, we could put a post in that Facebook group and it might get seen. We'll find out that it's got seen on the analytics by between 1 and 400 people, right? And 400 is a very good day. Often Facebook group posts, you know, they're not being seen by that. They don't have a huge reach. I was really shocked when I was like behind the scenes with this woman that's got a community of 64,000 and they've all paid to be there. And the reach on the posts in her group were like 100, 60, 80, 40, 100. And I was like, what? Like the Rebellious Business Network's got 2,500 people in there and our reach is higher than yours. Like that is nuts. And those people are paying to get access to that content. So
plug for
Facebook groups,
don't judge electrics, guys.
Well, yeah, the email, like we could send an email out to our list of 2,500 people and that the same 2,500 people that are in the Facebook group, and we would get like 4 times the amount of people seeing it in email than we do on the post that we put out. And we see this in our results, okay, with sales. I have a really high converting post that I sometimes, like a couple of times a year, will push out to social media and email. And the majority, 75% of the applications that come in will come in from email. If we were not email marketing, we would lose 75% of those sales, roughly. I mean, I've not got the metrics in front of me, but it is 75% come in via email or more. And imagine if we didn't have that in place, like we wouldn't have a business.
No, okay, yeah, okay. In general, we've recently got a new thing, but it's taken a long time to sort that out. So I am in agreement. Yes, in general, actually, no, it is higher. It's higher. It's got to be higher than that. I'd say possibly even 90.
It is a very big contrast between, like, we track every strategy and where everybody has come from.
And it's not even just
come from email.
Sure, it's not even just those promotion ones. Like, we've got the ads running now. We wouldn't get the people into our system without the emails anyway. So let's just say we took out the ads, right? We've just took out the ads, took out the emails for the networking event. We don't have any emails. We've got one ad we've got ads going out, it's chasing them around, go join us for the networking event. Here's the date and time. Like, let's just say we just give them the link, like we don't even promote it. How many people do you think would show up to the networking event?
5.
I think we can do better than that, but
No,
yeah,
it probably would be significantly low. Well, we teach this stuff, right? And whenever I've got a client who's had like no attendance, the first thing I look at in diagnosis for like, why has no one attended your live event, is, did you send the reminder emails? The We're Live Now email is the most important email. And if that email didn't go out, it's usually the reason why no one's turned up. You are relying on people to remember the time and remember where they put the Zoom link and come along. Like, majority of people are not going to do that for something they haven't financially invested in.
Often even if they have financially invested in it.
Yeah, it's true. Actually.
Reminders are really, really important. So, like, even just, yeah, I think, and this is something I think is really important, and what I've definitely learned, especially being in Rebellious, is like, you know, I work really hard on the rewriting side of things, but out is better than not out. That's a terrible point. Like,
done is better than perfect. Produced is better than unproduced. I don't know.
Yeah, I know that's a terrible point. Of course, that's so obvious. But I mean, like, we just putting stuff out, just letting, it's like, it doesn't even need to sparkle. Just letting people know what you do is more than a huge amount of people are doing. Like, a lot of people don't have email lists, right? And so a lot of people just aren't saying what they're doing. So for you to mop up and do well and get sales and get conversions, like, the first step is just letting people know what you're doing. Like, you don't have to have like these really sophisticated sales skills or like a sophisticated system to be competitive, when most people don't have an email list. Most people are referring or relying on referrals. So it's so much easier, I think, is what I'm getting at. Like, just to put stuff out there to say, by the way, I've got this offer. It's more than a lot of people are doing.
Yeah,
and so,
absolutely.
And just those reminders, they make a huge difference. And the next point I want to make about that is, I guess, like, for me, I think, you know, you could sell people on, definitely need an email list, right? But then it's like, the next question is like, well, how do I get people onto an email list? Isn't that really hard?
Yeah,
that's the next
and
thing.
Actually, before we attempt to answer that, I would love to know from you guys. Well, we will answer it. We won't attempt to answer it. We'll answer it for you. But I want to know from you guys, like, what is your number one struggle with email marketing? Like, what do you struggle with? We got one from Laura, who has said that she struggles to know how many emails to send, like how much is too much. Like, she doesn't want to be too spammy, so we can come to that. But
Yeah.
what is your main, like, bugbear or your issue or your confusion or your stress or your resistance to email marketing? Finding the right agency to use. What do you mean by agency? Do you mean software?
He said he had an agency doing his email marketing before. That was Simon.
Okay.
Further, I used 2 agencies. So I believe the question was, how, you know, do you have an email list? And he said, I used 2 agencies to do it for me. However, this didn't bring any business. Should we get Simon out? Can you tell us about this experience?
Simon? Do you want to join
Get
us?
out of here.
Not sure his internet. The internet might be a bit freezy, but we can. Yeah, he's employed an agency to do his email marketing. Okay.
Gavin says, I just haven't come up with a strategy. I don't know how to get them on my list. Okay.
Okay. And John says, thinking of stuff to send and how long to make the emails. Okay, that's really cool. What else have we got? Making it useful or valuable so that people keep opening it. That was from Sarah on Facebook. Okay.
Did Simon decide not to come forwards?
Simon, do you want to come and join us for a minute? Give us a thumbs up if you do. I've got a feeling Simon's internet.
I think he gave a thumbs up.
Yeah. All right, come on out. I've got pen fiddling syndrome going on today.
I've got
I've
AirPod
thrown
fiddling
two pins.
syndrome.
I've thrown two pens out of my reach so far.
I've got this the AirPods case, which feels really nice.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Simon. I can hear you.
Yeah. You won't let me unmute before, but now I am. Yeah, so I had a recruitment company which has since closed down. It's not bringing anyone in, spending too much time. So yeah, I employed 2 agencies to actually do my direct email marketing. They started, I employed the first one probably April last year, and by September, not even one return email, return call, nothing. So I just got rid of them because I was on a 6-month contract, couldn't get out of it. Somebody else recommended another company. I finished with them just before Christmas. Again, not even a phone call or an interest from a company. So yeah, my main one is it worth paying companies to do your email marketing? So yeah, that's probably the main one because I spent a fortune on it.
Ultimately, yes, like you want to have leverage in terms of time where you've got other people doing things for you so that you can do more. However, what I would say is I really recommend you learn it first so that you can quality control. So if you understand click-through rates, open rates, you understand segmenting and understand, you know, how to identify who on your email list is warm versus cold, and you also know how to write good copy that converts, what it means is that when you outsource that, you can then quality control it. And you can make sure just by overlooking and signing off that they are doing a good job. I think the problem is that when we outsource something just to sort of like not have to do it ourselves, or because we don't have the time, or because it's high leverage to get someone else to do that, when they're not doing a good job, we don't know why that's not working. And so that's what I would suggest, is that maybe it would be worth, if you haven't already, is like studying email marketing for a while so that you can just get to grips with like what converts, especially for your audience, because then you'll be able to delegate more effectively by knowing what your audience wants more of, or knowing what works and what doesn't work, rather than outsourcing that to someone who doesn't know your ideal clients and hasn't got a detailed brief on what's required in order to get those conversions.
Yeah, just quickly. Yeah, I spoke to 2 copywriters who's kind of intrigued me what my aims are, why my recruitment business is unique compared to others. So they interviewed me, so they get an idea. So it didn't like I just shoved everything out. I had the copy, had some sort of fairly short ones, fairly long ones, and I used both of them with each of the 2 agencies, just to see any, you know, which was the best conversion, but none. I actually got more from just walking into actual businesses, but not enough because I had employed staff as well, so I didn't have enough coming in. So it just got to the point where I had to say, do you know what? I wasn't losing money, vast amounts in that sense, but I thought, you know, I'm just barely covering bills and everything. So I thought, yeah, put that to sleep. I've got a new business now. So when I'm doing all my own marketing.
Your own marketing.
Yeah.
Nice work. What's the business?
Right.
It's a dating agency.
Oh, it's
an old-fashioned style. It's not an app yet. So yeah,
That's
just
cool.
new dating agency.
I hope to see some posts about it in the Rebellious Business Network, just like give us some tips, you know. That'd be really fun. I love that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Dating agency rebel yet. I love that. Thank you so much, Simon. Yeah, definitely. Learning the skills yourself. We do all ours ourselves. And I was like, I think we've dabbled with the idea of having someone support us with our emails, but yeah, I think it's very important because you have to be connected. Like, I can't imagine telling someone to write the emails because I'm like, I just need, not that I need control over them, but it's just like, I just want to talk. I want to talk to the rebels. Like, I want us to, like, I just, yeah, it take me a while to cut that umbilical cord.
I think the thing is, like, everything boils down to this in my mind, is that the purpose of all marketing is to build relationships with people. Like, that's step one, building relationships with your audience. And you really want to, like, be able to connect with them emotionally and personally as well, so that they start to really feel kind of a connection with you and your brand and your values and your mission and all that kind of stuff. And that's super important. And if we, sometimes some things we can outsource, and that they actually, it starts to lose that magic. So nobody else really is going to be able to write in your voice in the same way that you can. Nobody's going to be able to convey your values and your brand in the same way that you can. So every time we get someone in to come and do these really valuable roles for us, like, we got to expect that actually we're going to take a bit of a hit, especially whilst we're going through that learning process, that training process, that quality control process to fine tune and really, really get it right. But yeah, it sounds really, really interesting. I would love to know more about your business. And I think it's great that you're learning your marketing, because I think then at that point, you really are going to be able to outsource in a way that's going to get amazing results.
We also, oh, yes, agreed with that. Sorry, I was just
final point on that is we've looked at who's writing the emails and the content of the emails. The other thing to consider is, who are the leads coming onto that list? Where are you getting them from? How high quality are they? Because it might have not been an issue with the lead, that the emails, it might have actually been an issue with the lead quality, and they're not quite the right audience, or they're not ready to work with you or buy with you, and they haven't come through a system that's kind of qualified them, if you like. So that's another area to look at for anybody that's, you know, doing email marketing, not getting any results. It's not solely, you've got to look at the whole thing as a kind of chain of links and go, right, where's my weak link? Why are we not getting these conversions? Because it could be a number of things. It could be the emails, it could be the call to actions, it could be the subject line, it could be the copy that's written inside, it could be that the leads are the wrong kind of people, it could be that we're not getting the opens, it could be a number of reasons. So when we're in diagnosis, we're not just looking at one potential problem, we're looking at lots of potential problems. So that's another thing, is really looking at bringing in those high quality leads. But yeah, Simon, I hope that's helped. I will take the spotlight off you for a second and let's go answer some other questions. I think the main one is about, I think we've got 3 areas that I think really important. Number 1, getting people on the list.
Yeah.
We do that. Number 2, emails. What to say, when to say it, and how much to say it. And in terms of like the next piece after that, I would say it's like, how do you get people on the email list to actually come forward and buy something? And like, what do we do promotion wise to that? So there's content, but then there's actually that sales piece with the emails.
I think it's the product we were speaking into earlier. The thing was like about visibility, right? The problem is, like, if you're relying on contact forms, if you're relying on referrals, word of mouth, just general conversations, your leverage is small, your visibility is low. If you've got people on your email list, you can control what you say to them, when you say it to them, and you get much higher percentage of open rates. But I guess the reason people aren't using email is because, how do you get people onto an email list? I think that's the biggest issue. Like, that's the biggest concern. And there's been a few flavors in the chat about this. Like, one was on the Facebook, was I think it was Sarah, maybe. She said, excuse me if I got the wrong person. She said that it's figuring out something different to give people that entices them onto my email list, right? Like, why should someone be on my email list when they're following me on Facebook? And then, yeah, everyone else, people talking about, like, I think it's just a bit elusive and evasive. Like, how do all of a sudden all these people end up on your email list? It's yeah, if I didn't know how, that would probably be the most intimidating thing for me about it. I'd feel like if I can just get people on my email list, all my problems are solved. Now, you and me know different, but I think that's like a general like thought, right? Oh, if I just fill my email list, then that's fine. So like best way to get
Well,
people.
maybe let's talk some very quick don't do's. Don't buy email lists. Don't
Oh,
buy email lists. Like, that's just not a good idea. Those people won't know you. They haven't opted in themselves. They're not actually leads. They're just contacts that you've been given access to. So buying email lists is really also GDPR regulations. You're not really allowed to. There are some kind of like loopholes within that you can kind of get through, but shortcuts don't exist here. You've got to cultivate real relationships, and buying an email list isn't going to do that very well. And the second thing I would say is don't go scalping emails off of LinkedIn and chucking them on your email list. Same thing. Those people on your email list, you want to know that they made a conscious decision to say yes to something that you offered, and they are on your list because of that conscious decision that they made. They saw something that you put out, they wanted it, they signed up for it, they're now on your email list, because you can then put them in a bucket of people who are leads, people who have said yes to something, they've taken a step towards you. That's really important. One thing with email is that the lower the open rate, the higher the unsubscribe and complaint rate, the less people are engaging and interacting with your content, the higher your spam score is going to be. So we actually want an email list of the right people who are interested in you, interested in what you have to say, interested in your value that you're sharing, interested in your product and your offer. And then you're going to have a high quality list with a good spam score that's allowing you to actually drop into the inbox of people rather than the spam box. That's really important. I just want to add that. There's no shortcuts here. We've got to cultivate relationships. So how we do that, and like what I see like most people doing to start off with, is create some kind of evergreen lead magnet, a PDF, a video series, a free course, a pre-recorded webinar, like something that people can sign up for to get access to, some kind of premium content that isn't available on social media. I'll give you an example. Okay, I might create a checklist for my clients that's been really helpful to them. And then I might go to social media and say, I've got a checklist that's helpful for this reason and that reason. Who wants it? And then that's now a lead magnet. They're going to sign up for it by giving me their email address. And basically they're now on my list, and I've got an automated email going out, delivering them that checklist.
and by that, just to sort of, for people that are a little bit further behind than this, the simple, just to know that email softwares are out there that are very, very cost effective. So this is like, I think there's also an element of like functionally, how does it work? There's if you simple emails, we use Aweber. There is a free, well, we don't use Aweber anymore, but we used to use Aweber, and we recommend Aweber. There is a free, pardon?
And we teach on Aweber. It's a really good one to get started with.
Just getting started with Aweber is a really good place. They have this software available for you to have a simple web page, basically, which is where someone will click on your page, and those pages you get where it's like, enter your name, email address, and then I will send you something. They have that all built in. So that's really valuable to like just have that in your mind. Like in terms of actual functioning like software, it's very, very simple. You need one thing, which is an email marketing system, which can be free. And then
also, the other thing about Aweber, Caroline, is that they've got really good support. So they've got chat support, which is really, really helpful. And then the other thing is that they have very, very good deliverability. Some of these email softwares, they don't deliver very well, the emails. Like they'll get massive bounce rates, or things don't land in the inbox, and there's just something a bit clunky going on with the system. Aweber's got very effective and fast delivery, and that's another thing. It's reliable, and we really need that. That's like super important.
Very, very important. Yeah, I love that. So yeah, we've shared a link for anyone who's interested in signing up with Aweber and having a play. Laura in the comments says, I use Aweber free version. It's really good. So just wanted to just share that, because we're getting a bit there's people that don't, if you don't have an email list, this might not even occur to you that these things are quite simple to set up. It's quite there's a bit of a learning curve, but definitely one to really pursue. And then it's about going, okay, so how do I get people onto that email list? And then most people use a lead magnet, a freebie, which is a very popular choice. Then I would,
yeah,
your
it
queen
is.
growing an email list.
I was on a call with someone this morning who's using a PDF lead magnet, right? So he's created this really powerful PDF that's really helpful for his audience, put it out there, but no one signed up for it. And that is what I hear quite often, is that, you know, put a lot of work into some kind of lead magnet, especially if it's like a video training series or a video course or some kind of, you know, you've had to shoot it, edit it, host it somewhere, you know, create a landing page for it, an automated emails to deliver it to someone. And, you know, there's a bit of setup involved. And then you put it out on social media and you stick it on your website and tell everyone about it. And maybe like 1 or 2 or 3 people sign up for it. But it's not really. And then the thing with organic marketing, which, you know, I recommend everyone starts with organic marketing in their first couple of years. Build that organic audience before you start using paid traffic, because your paid traffic will be cheaper. You'll bring in more high quality people if you've got an organic audience first. Won't get into that now, but we can talk more about that at some point, I'm sure. But with that organic audience that you're building, the fatigue rate is really I don't know if it's low or high. My brain can't get around.
Hang on, repeat that point.
Short. It's short, right? So your audience will get bored of hearing you promote the same lead magnet over and over and over again. Like, they'll just get bored of it. It will fall on deaf ears after a few weeks. So you got to kind of rotate multiple lead magnets to keep people interested as a solution to that. And
I hear what you're saying.
Also, at the same time, with these evergreen lead magnets, then because there's not much urgency, then, you know, there's so many of them around, people don't really necessarily sign up to them. So you get like a slow trickle of people, and you also you get a slow trickle of people, and you also have to change them regularly, because otherwise you get kind of like advertising fatigue from offering the same thing to people over and over again.
It's basically not as automated as the internet marketing world has led you to believe. Like, a PDF is not the answer. It's not the easy. I was thinking, like, I reckon if we had a PDF, we'd get people signing up for it, but it's just not something we'd ever rely on. And not just that, like, I feel now we could do a PDF and we could get, like, it could really support what we've got in place. Because it's not reliance, it might just be like another angle in, but we've got a great system to connect with people. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, a PDF is not very connecting. So, and here's you know, all these people that I've signed up to on their email lists, I don't even know what they look like. Don't know what they look like. I don't know who they are. I don't care about your PDF really. Like, I just, you know, got shiny object syndrome and thought for a moment that a PDF would solve all my problems. And then I got it. I was like, it's not that. I don't need this. This is not that helpful. And now I'm stuck with loads of emails from this person for ages. And so, yeah, not the best way of doing it. Quite honestly, I don't believe. So,
well, Dina is a girl after my own heart. She says in the chat that she's got a live and free training webinar on Tuesday the 21st. But marketing is only on LinkedIn. And that kind of lead magnet is the way to do it. Like, really, really, really cool. She's already had an inquiry in the chat. Like, what time is the webinar? Sounds interesting. But that is then what we would look at, is we go, right, so we've got this live webinar. Let's have a look at the elements around this. Why have we only got those signups? There's a few things I'll be looking at there, Dina. I'll be looking at how clear is your call to action? Is it really clear that people have to click on this link, go to this page and sign up for it? Okay, cool. What is the copy saying? Like, is it connecting with people? Are you calling it a free webinar, or have you given it a name that really kind of connects with my emotions, that connects with solving the problem that I'm so desperate to solve, right? And then, you know, then we're looking at where are you promoting it? Who are you getting out in front of? So you said only LinkedIn. How many times have you posted it on LinkedIn? Have you done a post and an event? And if you've done an event, are you DMing everybody that said they want to go to the event and getting their email address so that you can send them the ticket, right?
woe Nelly for a second, because Dina gets what you're talking about. So I think we just say, like, what we're referring to is live events here. There's
Yeah.
a live lead magnet. So Dina is hosting a free training, and this is a very, very, very good alternative to a PDF. There's so many reasons why. So let's talk about that for a second. So let's assume you've got Aweber set up and you've got your page, right? Like those are the technical elements you need. You put out a post saying, I've got a live event happening, or a live webinar, or a live training. You guys have to, like, if you would like, here's the things that I'm going to cover: pains, problems, It's the same as a PDF, right? If you're promoting a PDF, you need to highlight the value of it. You need to highlight what's good about it. So you put out a promotion for this live event. People then they go onto that web page, they enter their name and email address, and you send them the link. Now, the thing that's great about this is they don't get to access that value. They have to wait until the event goes live. And not only that, is this one small window of access. So there is this scarcity built into it. And I know it, like, I really hate people that like talk about like the scarcity. You got to create scarcity.
It's authentic scarcity. That's the thing.
It's like, but scarcity is a thing, right?
Urgency,
It's true.
It's not scarcity, it's urgency.
There is scarcity though. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Oh,
You can't. So it's urgency and scarcity and connection. So there's so many things to it. It's like, you have to be here at this time and this date. That's the urgency. Door, like, this is it. You've got to be there. Like, how often how many times do you sign up for a PDF that you never read versus not attend an event that you signed up for? Like, I've signed up for events and not turned up to them, but I do turn up to more events than I do read PDFs. I'll say that. So yeah, it's more like that's a really nice system there of like of that urgency and scarcity of using an event instead of a PDF, because PDF, there's no urgency or scarcity. But also, this is an example of what people sign up for. This is our lead magnet. This is our free. This is the thing that we put out for free that gets people onto our email list. It's not the only thing that it does, but functionally. And we're here with, how many people we got here? 10 people, participants, and that's relatively small. Sometimes we can get a lot higher than that. We're connecting with all of you, and then we're on Facebook. Also, got loads of people we're connecting with on Facebook as well. It's not just a like I was saying earlier with these lead magnets and these PDFs. I know that I'm signed up to someone called Lisa. I do not know what she looks like, and I don't remember what a PDF was about either.
Okay,
I don't
so
know.
couple of things to clarify here. So when Caroline's talking about a live event, because we've got a question about that in the chat over on Facebook, what we're referring to is a Zoom call.
Yeah.
You have a Zoom call that you put together. And there are multiple things that you could do on that Zoom call, by the way. You could do a training session. You could interview somebody. You could do a live meditation session. You could do just anything that you feel your audience will love and want to sign up for that's relevant to your niche, your industry, what it is that you do. And then you offer this live Zoom call, and it does multiple things. You get live FaceTime with your audience, which is great. You also get the ability to use that live Zoom call to get people signing up to your email list, and then you get to nurture the people that have signed up to your email list with that FaceTime and also with the replay. We surveyed, and I'm going to have to walk to the front door and open it as I talk because it's knocking on it. I've got no one here. We are low on staff here at Rebellious HQ today. Hey, here she is. Jennifer, Rebellious Business Network Manager has arrived. But yeah, so anyway, we surveyed the Rebellious Business Network Facebook group a little while ago, and I was so shocked to find that the majority of people never attend the live event. They always come watch the replays, because 10:30 a.m. people are at work, people have got calls, etc. So even if we haven't got that live FaceTime with people on the call with us in that moment, lots of people watch the replays. We get a lot of requests for the replays. And that's another question we've had in the chat here from Sapna. I think it was Sapna. Yeah. Do you send the recording out if people can't make it? Absolutely. We want maximum visibility on this content because it builds relationships, it nurtures, it does the job. So here's where also someone was saying, I don't know what to send out to my email list. Newsflash, we don't write many email broadcasts and send them out. We haven't got bloody time. We've currently got like 20 odd clients in our private coaching program. We've got 30 odd clients in our membership. We've got another 20 of people inside the NABA client challenge. Like, we are looking after a lot of people with a small team. We've got a community of 2,500 people to write. This is the stage you get to where you're like sitting writing email broadcasts to share stories about what's going on in our lives is a privilege that we don't have right now. Yeah, like, we don't have access to that privilege. So what we need to do is do things that enable us to create a large amount of leverage from a small amount of work.
I did actually call yesterday about this. I had a call with one of our rebels, with the RIA rebels, talking about, you know, building their business, and he was concerned because he was like, the amount of work it takes to run a social media page. And I was like, ask me how much planning goes into, or like, he's like, how long, you know, it was talking about planning content ahead and, you know, creating all these broadcasts. And I was like, ask me how much time we put into planning our content. And I was like, about 10 seconds. Like, we put a very small amount of time into planning, and then we put out the promotions and we create the stuff. It's very like, and it's all systemized, and we get amazing visibility. And that's like, that's because of the way we've set it up, and also because of the email marketing as well. Like, so I mean, we've gone back into our one content system because that is our baby. But, you know, when it comes to visibility and tripling your conversions, it's the live event element, which is and we've had a comment in the chat saying, I created a lead magnet with a guide and it does okay. But interestingly, my live events get more signups to my email list. So you get more signups, people are more interested in attending a live event. Not necessarily, you know what, I'll even go to say it might not necessarily be the case that more people want to attend a live event, but more people will engage with that live event than that PDF. So you might get 10 people sign up to the PDF, one person will read them, then you go into the list of people who don't know who you are, who haven't engaged with any of your content really, and you're just another notification in their inbox, versus, like, let's say 2 people sign up to your event, 1 person attends, they actually then get to know you. So it's much
Can
more.
I just illustrate this a minute by just explaining what is happening in our business right now? Like, we are crushing it at the moment. There is some seriously high conversions like happening behind the scenes that nobody would know about unless they were in the spreadsheets with me and Caroline. Now, we do run live events. We're a live event based marketing company. Like, that's what we do, that's what we teach, that's what we love, that's what we know really works. It's really powerful. But just like, you know, Willow has just said with that comment in the chat that Caroline read out, yes, like, you will get more signups to those live events because they have built-in urgency and built-in scarcity, which is authentic. However, there's also a lot of magic that happens with live events as well, because it creates a type of energy that you can't get in something evergreen. You can't get this energy that you're getting here with us now live on Zoom in a PDF that we write. You might get it in a pre-recorded video, you might get it in the replay, but you won't get it as strong as you run networking events. The last networking event we did it had 104 people. Like, we are making mistakes left, right, and center with text, links, and all the things. Like, there is so much improvement to make. But the last networking event, we had 104 people on there. We converted 10% of that group, and we've converted what's our conversion rate at the moment from lead to sale with that group of people, Caroline? Is it like?
Depends what you mean by that. So it's 10%.
The 250 people that we brought in last month, we converted that at 10%.
Wait, are we talking about, so from lead to
NAC?
Lead to NAC, 10%.
Lead to NAC, 10%. Okay.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
And the across all industry average conversion rate is actually 1.5%. between 1.5% and 3%. 3% is a good conversion rate. Now, if you don't understand conversion rates, here's an illustration for what that means. If you're converting at 3%, you need 100 people in order to get 3 sales. Now, let's say that sale was £1,000. You need 100 people to get £3,000. But if you're converting at 10%, you need 100 people to get £10,000, right? So now let's like magnify that and see that in large numbers over the course of time with accumulation. We're talking about a landslide difference between 3% and 10%. Now, me and Caroline are nowhere near where we know we can get with this. We're at this, we started this networking funnel back in December, and it's now something that we're seeing drastic improvement on month, and it's going in the right direction. But my point is, you would not believe how much more powerful it's going to be for you to have a system like this in place in terms of those conversion rates. It's going to have an epic amount of difference, not only on the amount of people signing up, but the amount of conversions you're making off the back of that, because you've got that live FaceTime element. You are connecting with people. You are building relationships with people. When they're getting your emails, they know who they're getting the email from. They know who me and Caroline are. We sign our emails off Cordelia and Caroline. They know who Cordelia and Caroline are. They have met us. This is going to be a problem that we need to figure out in the future when our audience is so big that we can't have one-on-one conversations with people we can't let people unmute on Zoom and all this stuff. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. At the moment, we've got a group of 2,500 people. It's small, but it's mighty. And the reason why it's grown to that, and the reason why we've got the conversions, the reason why we've got the number of clients that we've got, is because we prioritize building relationships with people. So that is kind of like how you get people onto your email list. The next part of email marketing is, how are you going to use that connection? How are you going to use that that ability to email those people to prioritize building relationships? What can you send to them? What journey can you craft for them to go on? Now, not everyone's going to open every email, okay? Some people will unsubscribe. You should expect unsubscribes from every email you send out. It's normal, it's okay, it's not a problem. Remember, we want the right people on the email list. It's really important. For spam score, we also pay by number of subscribers we have, okay? So we don't want the wrong people on there. Why are we going to pay for that? It's unsubscribe, it's fine. Off you go. See you later. But my point is that you then, the next stage is using email to build relationships with people. Now, you might have like past recordings of things you've done that you could give them as kind of like extra value adds that they might have come in off a live event and you've got this PDF that you made a few months ago. Now's the time to use it. Send it in an email to them as an extra value add, right? But what I want you to know is we're not crafting loads and loads of emails every week because we need to stay in touch with our audience, because every week we do one thing. We promote this show. We send an email out to let people know what's happening this week. We send an email out to tell people it's live. And we used to send a replay email out. We've actually stopped doing that because we don't want to send too many emails and it's less of a priority versus other things that we want to send out. That's all we used to do. That's all we've ever done. And then on top of that, we've added in some things. So we've added in the connection template. We've added in once a month, we promote a networking event that we run now. We've added in, certain sales promotions that happen at certain points throughout the month. And we've got some things that happen quarterly. But really, in terms of sitting down and going, shit, I need to create some content today. What content am I going to create? It all is anchored off of what's the next show episode going to be about? Then we create the promotion for it. Then we promote it. We deliver it. And then we use that show episode to give value and nurture every single corner of our internet world. But yes. So get people on the email list by offering them something valuable. Live event would be the best option. 2, have an email series or regular emails that go out that keep those people nurtured. It's not about having super high converting emails that go out. It's about being the person that is consistently showing up in my life when I need a problem to solve. When I'm finally ready to solve it, the person I'm going to think of is you, because you were the last person I saw that I know solves this problem in my world. Let's say I need web designer. The person I'm going to think of to design a new website for me and Caroline is Heather. She is constantly showing up in the Rebellious Business Network. I constantly get her emails. She's the first person that springs to mind. We've got loads of web designers in the Rebellious Business Network, but she is the most consistent, the most present, the one that I think of first. So yeah, as John said, keeping yourself top of mind so that when that person goes, damn it, I need to solve this problem now, you're the one they think of. How many email subscribers do you have? Oh, Corinne, that's a personal question. I don't know if we can answer that.
Well,
I will proudly tell you that we have got 2,200 or something, 2,500 email subscribers. And the reason why I'm so proud of that is because we've done we've converted that list at an astonishing amount. People think that they need to have thousands and thousands and thousands of people on their email list in order to be running multi-six-figure business. Let me tell you, it's not true. It's not true. We have generated more than 500,000 in sales off the back of just a couple of thousand people. It's about having a high quality list of the right people. That's the most important. So, these people that do summits and they go, I'll only let you speak at my summit if you've got a list of 10,000 people. How short-sighted? How short-sighted? Because actually you can have a list of 10,000 people and make 0 conversions because number one, they're the wrong people. And number two, you're not actually engaging with those people or getting conversions from those people because they don't know who you are. So we have a small but very engaged list that converts really, really well. We are currently converting at 10%, which is just phenomenal. And it's to do with building community, running live events, building relationships with people is the point. You want to be thinking, what can I do to build relationships en masse, build strong relationships with the people that are on my email list or with the people that are on my social media accounts? How can I build stronger? That needs to be the question. Not how can I get more people signing up? How can I build more relationships? What can I do to build better relationships with people en masse? You can build relationships one-on-one at networking events, but it's slow. You've only got so many hours in the day. You've only got so many days in the week. Get out on video in front of lots of people, in front of as many people as you can. Invite all the people you've got access to come along and watch you deliver on video. Let them ask you questions. Interact with them, engage with them, make them feel like they know who you are, make them feel like they can approach you. I promise you it will change your world. Have we got any more questions? Is there anything we haven't answered?
Oh, we actually had an interesting question, which was, do we promote the membership on our emails? And barely. How interesting is that? Nowhere near enough. We haven't really had the chance, but we're doing well enough at the moment that it's not relevant. It's going to be in our strategy to promote the membership more because people just need to know about it. I don't think we're going to be hardcore selling it, but I think more people need to know about it. But yeah, it's
well,
not.
Look, I will put everybody's mind at rest and promote it right now, if you like.
Go on, you do that.
Well, we've been talking about email marketing today, and I think for some people they might feel a little bit like, yeah, that's great, but I don't know where to start. Like, how do you set up? You've mentioned Aweber, I can go and set that up, but how do you set up lists and landing pages and automations? How do you get people on the list, like technically speaking? And how do you put these live events together? I'm game for a live event. I don't mind it. I'm terrified of video, but if you say it's going to work, I want this business enough that I might just give it a go, but I don't know what I need to do. Do I just put a Zoom call together and give people the Zoom link? Do I just go and live stream this call on social media and I don't need to set up a landing page or anything? Like, what's the structure? What does it look like? What do I need to do? And all of these things. Now, this is what we teach. So we have like all the tutorials, all the training and everything you need to set up your email marketing system, set up your live event funnel. And also, once you start doing that and you've got this content system that's working for you, you've got people signing up to your email list, you've got your email list converting, the next thing you need to do is harvest that low-hanging fruit by using sales promotions. And we have loads of quick win promotions that you could plug in and play, and a method to hold you accountable to doing that. Hold you accountable. God, I've got conversions on the brain. Hold you accountable to doing that once a month. So we have client week where we hold our clients accountable to go and get one of those promotional strategies and use it. And we're actually in client week right now. It's a lot of fun. So our membership gives you access to all of our training, and it also gives you access to a weekly Q&A with me and Caroline, where we can support you and get your questions answered. It gives you access to the extra support calls that we have every month with client week, and it gives you access to the promotion pass. So if you don't feel like you've got access to a big audience right now, you're allowed to promote your live event, your lead magnet, whatever it is you're trying to get people on your list using, to our audience instead, or as well as, preferably as well as, your own social media accounts to gather more leads. And we know how effective that is, because Caroline used that to generate nearly 6 figures in sales. Other clients of ours have used that to generate, 20,000 launches just from using the Rebellious Business audience. It's a very high quality audience. If you're interested in finding more about membership, it is only £99 a month. Just £99 a month. Cancel any time.
£99 a month.
It's £99 a month. And what I'll do is I'll just drop the link to it in the chat for you so that you can check it out. So thank you, Laura. Yes, we do sometimes promote the membership, but often we need prompting first because we forget.
Is that all? Is that all? Yes, John, that is all. Thank you very much.
What?
John wrote, is that all? Yes, that's all.
All? I know, £99 a month to get access to all of the training and some support and promotion pass.
Community as well. Our community. You think our external community is brilliant, you should see our internal community.
Yeah, we have communities coming out of our ear rolls, and they are the best ones. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's helpful, and that's the point. But yeah, so anyway, do we have any more questions other than that about?
We have, do you know what? I want to give a few celebrations, because we've got Kareem Turner says, I'm going to go live this afternoon and email first.
Very good idea. That's a great way to use your email list. If you're going to go live, email everybody to let them know. And one thing that we haven't mentioned is that you want to be at least 3 parts value, 1 part sell. So it can be really difficult to think of like, oh, what can I email my list that's valuable? Okay, I can give them that PDF that I created that no one signed up for. That was valuable, I thought. But like, what else can you give them? And that's perfect. If you're going to go live, you're about to give some value, email your list to let them know about it. Really good idea.
Another celebration is Laura. She did her first live show yesterday. After watching our show last week, she's adopted that strategy, and she went live. And so that's amazing. Well done. We have some more. Anyone, just share your wins. Share your wins. We love a win. So if you've got any more wins, I would love to hear them. And if not,
oh, that's an issue. Corinne's saying she cannot see a clear conversion rate in Flowdesk. Well, if you're talking about emails, what you'll be looking for is your open rate and your click-through rate. Will tell you about the effectiveness of that email. Now, unless you've got Flowdesk set up to connect to record sales, you're probably going to have to do that manually. So me and Caroline have a spreadsheet with multiple spreadsheets, but we track every strategy and we track our conversion rates based on, how many people signed up to our list, how many people bought from our list, therefore what is our conversion rate, right? So we can work it out like that. So if we had 100 people sign up to our list and 10 people bought, then we've got a 10% conversion rate, and that's how we work it out. Now it's we get a bit more complicated than that, because we look at churn rate, we look at lead cost, we look at return on investment and all those things. But just in terms of the conversion rate of your email list, it's just tracking your sales and where they came from, so that you can basically contribute those to the percentage of what list they came in on, and also finding out what they converted from. They might have converted from a specific email that you wrote. That is now a converting email and needs to go into the repeatable strategy bucket. So you might use that email again in 6 months' time to get some more sales as well. So that is how I would Shopify connection missing. Well, there we go. Sorted. What have we got here in the chat?
I think we got John, who's releasing his journal version 7.
Oh my gosh, John, I'm so proud of you. Caroline, it took John like nearly 2 years to finally, maybe more, to finally get this journal written and published. And once he published it, he's been out of the gate. He's now on version 7. I'm so in awe of you, John. You're amazing. What an out of the gate
Also
moment.
got Gavin, who said, I turned up here today. That's my win. So I love
Oh, I
that.
love that.
Love that, guys. Always.
We've gone way over time. We have
Yeah,
gone way over time.
time.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. And if you have any more questions about email marketing, or you want some support with that, best place to go to if you are not in the membership. If you're in the membership, best place to go to is our Tuesday Q&A, 12:30. We're here to answer all your questions and help you with things. But if you're not in the membership and you have no desire of joining the membership, then we won't hold it against you. Just ask your questions in the Rebellious Business Network, because there's lots of business owners in there that might be able to help you. And the Rebellious Business Network Facebook group is the home. So you can head over to Facebook, search for Rebellious Business Network, and we will come up. Come join us in there. It'd be great to have you. I think that's it, Caroline. Before I wrap, anything you want to say?
I'm adding Rio one more time.
Huh?
I'm adding Rio one more time. If you guys not talking.
I think that's it, Caroline. Before I wrap, anything you want to say?
Adding Rio. Wrong one. There you go.
You echoing me?
No, do you know what? Final words is whenever I'm doing the chat on Facebook, as soon as you open the chat, it starts talking. So I have to so that's basically what happened.
Do you want me to show you how to overcome that? And also for anyone else who's running a live show and wants to manage the chat, there's a really hot tip here.
Yeah, cool. Fine. Final words to help me.
Final words, right. If you're in Google Chrome, at the top of, and excuse my tabs, whatever. Okay, I've got lots of tabs. Get over it. If you double click or right click, depending on whether you've got PC or a Mac, on the tab of Facebook, you can mute and unmute the site. So I always have Facebook. See, you can mute and unmute the site. Yeah, so that gets rid of it. But what you need to remember is that next time you're trying to watch a video on Facebook and you can't hear anything, it's because last time you're on Facebook, you muted it. So this time you got unmute it. So mute and unmute on the tab. There you go.
That's really annoying for me. So yeah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I'll see you very soon, Caroline. Lots of love. And to the rest of you, it's amazing to have you here with us in our community. Thank you for being here. We love this space and we love looking after you guys. So appreciate you just being here with us and enabling us to do what we love. And we will see you very soon, I'm sure. But have an amazing rest of your week. And I will see you in the Rebellious Business.